Hi, first of all I have to apologise for the lighting because I left this video way too late. Basically I'm a bit stressed because I'm going away to Venice tomorrow, which if you're watching this will probably be today because I'm uploading this tomorrow, and I spent all day trying to organise stuff and trying to pack, and it's just a bit stressful, and this video was like at the bottom of my priority list. Sorry. So I'm just getting it done now, and I don't have any professional studio lights, so I'm just using like 3 lamps. Yeah, hopefully it's fine, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we'll have to make do. So I've wanted to do this video for a while, and it's just going to be my favourite opening lines or my favourite opening passages to books. So you know how in primary school you're always told, like when you're doing creative writing assessments and whatever, they're like you have to have a great opening line, you have to like grab people from the very beginning, otherwise they're not going to read on, blah 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 blah. So there's a lot of emphasis put on like this one opening line, and that's like make or break if someone's going to read your book or not, which is not necessarily true. Like I'm not one of those people that if the opening line isn't good I won't read the book, but I do appreciate a strong opening. I think it makes for a very memorable story, and also I like it in books when you read the opening line and you kind of know what you're in for. Just looking at what I've picked out, a lot of them are just going to be like the first paragraph, because like the opening line is kind of like that and then it just goes on. It'll make more sense probably when I just start reading them out, so I'm gonna do that and stop babbling. You know, how many videos have I said I need to stop babbling now? It should be a drinking game. Someone do that. If you binge watch my videos, take a drink every time I think I'm rambling too much, or every time like I apologise for the shitty lighting. So the first book I thought of when I was planning this video was a short story called Clockwork by Philip Pullman. I remember this so clearly because my parents, or I can't remember which one, sorry parents, but one of them read this to me when I was younger, and the opening I remember really freaked me out and was really scary. In the old days, when this story took place, time used to run by clockwork. Real clockwork, I mean. Springs and cogwheels and gears and pendulums and so on. When you took it apart you could see how it worked and how to put it together again. Nowadays, time runs by electricity and vibrating crystals of quartz and goodness knows what else. You can even buy a watch that's powered by a solar panel and sets itself several times a day by picking up a radio signal and never runs a second late. Clocks and watches like that might as well work by witchcraft for all the sense I can make of them. Real clockwork is quite mysterious enough. Take a spring for instance, like the mainspring of an alarm clock. It's made of tempered steel with an edge that's sharp enough to draw blood. If you play about with it carelessly it'll spring up and strike at you like a snake and put out your eye. Or take a weight, the kind of iron weight that drives the mighty clocks they have in church towers. If your head were under that weight, and if the weight fell, it would dash out your brains on the floor. But with the help of a few gears and pins and a little balance wheel oscillating to and fro, or a pendulum swinging from side to side, the strength of the spring and the power of the weight are led harmlessly through the clock to drive the hands. And once you've wound up a clock, there's something frightful in the way it keeps on going at its own relentless pace. Its hands move steadily round the dial as if they've had a mind of their own. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Bit by bit they move and tick us steadily onwards towards the grave. Some stories are like that. Once you've wound them up, nothing will stop them. They move on forwards until they reach their destined end. And no matter how much the characters would like to change their fate, they can't. This is one of those stories. And now it's all wound up, we can begin. Just a forewarning, not all the openings I've picked are that long. The next opening line I've picked is very short and very simple, and it's from The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. That's also a good drinking game. Take a drink every time I fluff up a title or an author's name, because I do that a lot. The first thing you find out when your dog learns to talk is that dogs don't got nothing much to say. About anything. If you open your story with a talking dog, you will get me hook, line and sinker. The next one I picked is A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket, and this is probably like just a little bit nostalgia for me because my mum read these to me when I was a kid, and also I just love the film so much, but yeah, this is the opening. If you are interested in stories with happy endings, you would be better off reading some other book. In this book, not only is there no happy ending, there is no happy beginning and very few happy things in the middle. This is because not very many happy things happened in the lives of the 3 Baudelaire youngsters. Violet, Klaus, and Sonny Baudelaire were intelligent children, and they were charming and resourceful, and had pleasant facial features, but they were extremely unlucky, and most everything that happened to them was rife with misfortune, misery, and despair. I'm sorry to tell you this, but that is how the story goes. I love that because not only is it a bit kind of breaking the fourth wall-ish of literature, it also introduces the characters so concisely and so well and really sets the tone for the whole series. Next one is a little bit sadder, but it's a kind of a funny story by Ned Vizzini. It's so hard to talk when you want to kill yourself. That's above and beyond everything else, and it's not a mental complaint, it's a physical thing. Like, it's physically hard to open your mouth and make the words come out. They don't come out smooth and in conjunction with your brain the way normal people's words do. They come out in chunks as if from a crushed ice dispenser. You stumble on them and they gather behind your lower lip, so you just keep quiet. Next is one of my favourite books, My Favourite Manson Girl, and I was just completely blown away by it, and you will see why soon. My first Manson girl was Leslie Van Outen, the homecoming princess with the movie star smile. She was on death row at 19 for putting a knife into the already dead body of some poor random woman for the lamest reason that anyone gives for doing anything. All the other kids were doing it. The next one is quite simple but effective, and if you know me, I love fairy tales. Also, take a shot every time I say that in a video. This isn't even about openings anymore, this is just about ways to get drunk while watching my videos. But the opening of this very much establishes the fact that this is a fairy tale, and I love fairy tales, and it just makes you feel instantly comfortable and at ease. Once upon a time, for that is how all stories should begin, there was a boy who lost his mother. He had, in truth, been losing her for a very long time. Next up is a book I'm sure lots of people will know, and that's We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Jesus, how many pages? Okay. Welcome to the beautiful Sinclair family. No one is a criminal, no one is an addict, no one is a failure. The Sinclairs are athletic, tall and handsome. We're old money Democrats. Our smiles are wide, our chins square, and our tennis serves aggressive. It doesn't matter if divorce shreds the muscle of our hearts so that they will hardly beat without a struggle. It doesn't matter if trust fund money is running out, if credit card bills go unpaid on the kitchen counter. It doesn't matter if there's a cluster of pill bottles on the bedside table. It doesn't matter if one of us is desperately, desperately in love. So much in love that equally desperate measures must be taken. We are Sinclairs. No one is needy, no one is wrong. We live, at least in the summertime, on a private island off the coast of Massachusetts. Perhaps that is all you need to know. It's not all you need to know because there's the rest of the book and a lot happens and you probably want to know about it. The next one is Girl Interrupted by Susanna Kaysen, and this is one of my favourite movies, but also the book I do recommend as well. It's a bit different in terms of tone and I probably prefer the film, but this is still good. So the basic premise of this is, oh my god, my foot's asleep. A girl called Susanna gets put into a mental institution and she kind of just accounts her time there, basically, and this is how it begins. People ask, how did you get in there? What they really want to know is if they are likely to end up in there as well. I can't answer the real question. All I can tell them is, it's easy. And it is easy to slip into a parallel universe. There are so many of them, worlds of the insane, the criminal, the crippled, the dying, perhaps with the dead as well. These worlds exist alongside the world and they resemble it, but they are not it. My roommate Georgina came in swiftly and totally during her junior year at Vassar. She was in a theatre watching a movie when a tidal wave of blackness broke over her head. The entire world was obliterated for a few minutes. She knew she had gone crazy. She looked around the theatre to see if it had happened to everyone, but all the other people were engrossed in the movie. She rushed out because the darkness in the theatre was too much when combined with the darkness in her head. And after that, I asked her, a lot of darkness, she said, but most people pass over incrementally, making a series of perforations in the membrane between here and there until an opening exists. And who can resist an opening? Not me, apparently, because I'm making this video. My last one is possibly one of my favourite ones, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. The circus arrives without warning. No announcements precede it. No paper notices on downtown posts and billboards. No mentions or advertisements in local newspapers. It is simply there, when yesterday it was not. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video, and if any of the openings that I read out convinced you or made you want to read the book, please let me know. That would be really exciting. And yeah, I'll see you soon with another video. Bye!